What's up, and welcome to not the Incredible podcast, the What We Loved About show.
Can I just say, the pregnant pause before you say "What's up" is my favourite part of any podcast we ever do, because we always talk about something and it just ends and there's silence and then it goes, "What's up?" and it's just out of nowhere. It's great.
As I said, this is the What We Loved About show. It is a monthly show where we sit down. Normally, you have three of us because Dan's here.
Yeah, now
Dan
there's four of
isn't
us.
Here. There's five of us. Four of us.
Jesus.
Dan's not here. Yeah. Two dogs. You can't see them. The dogs are hiding down there.
Down there looking at each other.
Yeah. All your listeners, we're pointing to the floor at the moment. The dogs are being a pain in the arse.
I mean, if you're audio, you can't see us either. So.
No, you can't. So that was completely waste of time. Anyway, this is a monthly show where we get together and we chat about what we loved from the previous month.
That's right.
So we're talking about February this month.
Three things
Each, and it is
Whatever
no
it is.
holds barred.
Yeah, it could
Literally
be
anything.
It could be
as long as it's legal. Within region. Within reason.
Within region.
Region.
Guys.
Within the
All
region
right.
of, yeah. My word, I'm so bad sometimes. My words go all over the place.
They just get mixed up.
They do. They do.
It's because your brain just goes too
It's
fast.
just so fast.
You just can't keep up.
Well, yeah, that's it. That is it.
That's what it is.
I do generally have one of those brains that I am so busy all the time.
It's like
That's why I can't go to bed sometimes till
you've
2
got
in the
like
morning.
20
I
ideas
get
going
up
at
at
once.
4 in the morning because I'm just like, God, if I wake up, I have to get out of bed. I can't
Jesus.
lie in bed because I'm like, I could be doing this now, I could be doing this now, I could be doing this
It's
now.
weird because we have really similar interests, but you couldn't be more opposing to who I am as a person because no matter when I wake up, it takes me like just far too long to get out of bed. like if I don't have work, if I don't have to be anywhere, then that's for you guys.
Burping on the video is fine because people can see it. Burping on audio is genuinely horrible.
Is it?
Yes, it's awful.
I wish
Anyway,
I was
carry on.
sorry, but I'm not.
Carry on.
But yeah, if I don't have to wake up, then I'll just sleep forever, and then even when I wake up, it takes me like hour and a half to get out of bed. I'll just lay there, just like vegetative state. I'm like, gosh, I've got so much to do today.
No.
And then I'll say that again in an hour.
Right. Should we go on to, well...
Yeah, shall I? Podcast.
As I'll say, this podcast, we're not going to plug this loads, but if you do like these podcasts and you want to get them early, they're available to our patrons
Is it
one
how early?
week early. 1 week
One
early
week?
for $1. And it gets you another one, the Not So Indie Show, which
$1 measly
a
dollar.
lot of people, that's their favourite show that we do, the Not So Indie Show. Because
Yeah, but we've gotten new listeners.
yeah, like new
Haven't we?
listeners just because of that one show. And like I said, that is a show where we, the clues and title, we talk about pretty much anything that isn't an indie game. But yeah,
So that's 72p. If
72p.
you're in the UK.
72p gets you early access to 2 podcasts a month.
Insane.
And exclusive pre and post show content on the weekly podcast. I mean, that is a bargain.
That's less than a tropical juice at Tesco Express.
I wouldn't know, but that is a fucking bargain. Should we go into what we loved about February? Yeah?
I want to go first because I
You want to go
get
first?
my phone out of the way.
Go for it.
First thing I'm going to do is an album.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been an album done on each
This is
show.
why I wanted to mix it up because my other two things, spoiler alert, are TV shows.
I've ruined it now.
So I want to do something a bit different. And,
Go on then.
It's an album.
Yep.
It's Ode to the Author, in brackets live,
Okay.
by Tosca. They're a Brighton band, a
Play a song.
3-piece. Play a song.
Play a song.
That's going to annoy everyone, surely.
Well, just play it 30 seconds of it, because I have no idea about this band.
Okay, right. Here's just a random
Right,
piece.
Tosca.
Tosca, yeah.
Up next, we've got Tosca.
This must sound awful on the recording.
Turn it down a bit, that's really loud.
I'm sorry, what do you... I'm getting play, I'm getting...
Skip it, this is boring bit.
Hang on.
What's the music base is what I'm trying to get to.
Well, I would have just said that if you hadn't made me play it.
You got to press play, mate, you press pause.
Yeah, because it's annoying. It's progressive metal.
Okay, play it.
It's fully instrumental.
Okay.
This is the slow... This is the intro. I'll just get you on to now.
So the intro, is it as good as... Okay.
It obviously sounds awful because it's coming from my phone. But
all right.
it's I don't know how many songs are in the album. It's not many.
Tosca.
Tosca, yeah, Toska. It's just a really good album.
Okay.
And it's the live one. That's just.
Is that what it says live?
This is all live. It's a recorded
That's
live
what it
album.
says live on it.
It's actually live.
Wow.
This
Really?
album's live.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, but they're a Brighton three-piece, I believe. And
Couldn't afford a singer.
The album, they don't need one, trust me. With this music.
I'm joking.
This music, it's
good.
Yeah.
Okay, so when do you listen to this music? When's your... Because I have different music for different times.
Yeah, I have to be in the mood, definitely.
So what's this? What mood is this music to?
I like to listen to it if I'm drawing. I like to draw.
Okay.
So...
Never knew that. Carry on.
I have mentioned it, but you just don't care.
No, I don't.
But yeah...
I mean, I like to draw, but can't draw, but carry on.
I
joking.
can draw one good thing a year.
Okay.
Is my quota. Well, sometimes I do.
Is that a calendar?
It seems to be.
No one got it.
No one got it.
Not no one got it.
I would like to say if Dan was here, he would have got it, but he wouldn't have.
No, it was bad.
It was awful.
Carry on.
But yeah, it's just an excellent album, and I encourage you to listen to
Ode to the People.
Ode to the Author.
Ode to the Author.
Live. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
I seriously just chuck some headphones on.
Yeah.
Sit back and just listen through to the album.
Tosca. Shall I link the album down below?
Yeah.
I'll link the album down below
1, 2,
on
3,
YouTube.
4, 5, 6, 7 songs in the album.
And you brought it?
No, it's on Spotify.
It's on Spotify.
I would buy it.
Okay.
I'd buy it. Why not?
It
It's
might
that
be on
good.
Apple Music as well, actually.
It probably will not be. I don't know, because they're not a huge band. They're big for a local band,
Okay.
but I don't think they're like...
Keep talking.
Huge.
I'll check for you.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, if you're... the thing is, I'm not like a metal guy.
No, not really.
I'm sort of into whatever, really. I don't want to be one of those guys that, I just like music, but I do sort of just like whatever I like. It's not really... I mean, there's a song on Radio 6 right now they're playing, which is a club dance song, which usually isn't my scene, but I fucking love it. It's called Fake ID. There you go, yeah. It is on Apple Music.
Apple Music. There you go.
But yeah, if you can, just sit down and listen to this album.
I'm going to give it a listen this week.
It's honestly, I love it.
Is it?
It's proper like, it's...
I wonder, is it... It sounds quite chilled metal.
It's up peaks,
Okay.
ups and downs. That's
Because when I'm editing, before I actually video edit it, while I'm getting all my notes ready, I listen... Dan always takes piss at me for this. So I listened to one of the Final Fantasy soundtracks.
What a surprise.
Because it's just chilled.
I just assumed that was playing in your head over and over again all the
It's
time.
orchestral. I'd love to go see it live when they do the. I think they're called Magical Wings. Is the they do like the Zelda orchestra live. They do it a lot in San Francisco. I'd love to go see this live. I don't think I ever will because one, I've got no one to go with, and two, it's never like it's not like I'm in Brighton, is it? So.
So tell you go see that with you, my supervisor.
Fuck yeah, I'd go definitely on a date with him for
He'd
that.
be up for that.
But that's what I listen to, so I'm going to give this a go. And
Yeah,
probably
definitely.
be like, whoa!
It's like it's like a sounds probably pretentious, but like a journey of sound.
Okay.
Because it will be like
that does sound.
it sounds like I sound like a twat saying that, but
Yeah.
but
It's like an art teacher.
it's probably don't.
It's not about
My
the
art
destination.
teacher,
It's
I've
about
never-
the journey there.
Never hated anyone more than my art teacher, and I probably did sound like him then. But it does like it does.
Peaks and troughs.
Yeah, it's you'll get bits that are fast, that are heavier, and then it will fade into bits that are slower and more chilled and moody. Illumo is a very moody one. That's one I put on, but obviously they're all quite long, I think.
Nice.
But yeah, I just really like it, and damn, it's proper. It's not often that I'll put music on solely to listen to on its own.
Yeah.
Like usually I'm doing something while listening to music, like I'm cleaning or I'm walking somewhere or whatever. But this is one that you can just put headphones on, close your eyes and listen to the whole album and just chill out and listen to it.
Tosca.
Tosca,
Tosca,
Ode to the Author live.
That is Tom's first choice.
Yeah.
My
good
first
shit.
choice is going to be boring, keeping it traditional with an indie game.
Ugh, what are they?
Yeah, I know. Who the fuck wants to talk about indie games? Crossing Souls. Great, go buy it. All right, what's your net?
Wow, so
Crossing
brief.
Souls is so I spoke about this a lot early February when it first released.
Almost about
It's the the what you call it, like not action adventure game. 80s action adventure game.
I played the demo.
Yeah, you played the demo. You really liked the demo, didn't you?
Loved it, yeah.
Got this amazing animation segments to it that are like
We said before.
You said,
Space Ace,
Space, yeah.
Ace, and the other one, the dragon one.
it's so nice. So I finished the game, finally finished it all. I like the ending. I personally like the 80s references throughout there. A lot of people are like, oh, they're in your face. They're a little bit too... Yeah, they are in your face, but
The whole game is a celebration of
the way I see it is when a
pop
game
culture.
is set in that era, are they references or are they just?
I think in this game. But I
yeah.
think this game, it's not like it's being like
I mean-
a wink and a nudge. It's
Yeah.
leaning really heavily into 80s. Woo, we love
Yeah.
the 80s, which is, it's fine. If that's what you're going for.
So there's criticisms. If anyone watches or read a review on it, we didn't actually review it, but if anyone has looked at reviews on it, you'll see there's criticisms around it slowing down in like the end of the second act, start of the third act. That is true, and it takes this really weird turn where I think it's Indiana Jones inspired, Temple of Doom, where like you're in this kind of underground doomy place, hence the Temple of Doom reference.
Is it temple-ish in many ways? Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
But you're moving these blocks, and I can kind of see the idea of why you're doing them. They just get... There's certain reasons why one person of your party is very slow and sluggish. I don't want to say why because it's spoilers. And it just means that this one section takes about an hour, where after 20 minutes it feels like enough. So that is the only criticism I can find on the game. Like, that is a slog. Other than that, I really, really enjoyed it. I recommend it to anyone. It's really good fun. But as I said before, very much Free Vikings. That I've said before. Do you remember?
No.
Oh, sorry, Lost Vikings, not fucking Free Vikings. Lost Vikings, about the Free Vikings, where you're switching between characters to use different abilities and things like that. Yeah, Crossing Souls, I really, really enjoyed it, and I will probably play it again at some point.
Well, I love the demo. I really want to play the full game because the
it's
demo's,
longer than I thought as well.
The demo's excellent.
It's about 9 out of 8 hours actually. I think
I mean, the demo was longer than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be like really, really quick, but you get a lot of time. It's not limited on time. You just explore as much as you want.
Yeah. Yes, that's me. I was boring then. Indie game. I'm not going to go on about it loads because I've spoken about it so much before on the podcast. But that is that is my top 3. Just to reiterate, these are not in specific order. These are not like this is my
they're
third.
not ranked.
This is just 3 things we loved from February, and for me, Crossing Souls. Tom, what is your next one?
I think I will go next with Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, that new show that released last week.
That brand new show from 2004.
I've tried watching it once.
Right.
And I started watching the first episode.
The pilot or the episode? There is a mini-series pilot.
Okay, so that's what I think. This is where I got issue wrong.
Right.
Because I started watching on Netflix.
Yes.
And I had fucking no idea what was going on.
Does it start out, they're already on like the
Yeah.
beta or a thing?
Yeah.
Then you miss the actual pilot.
Yeah, so I started watching this and I watched about 20 minutes and I was like, I've missed something here. And I went back and there was no previous episodes.
I've seen them do this before because I love Doctor Who, not recent Doctor Who, but David Tennant's era, and I went back to watch his last season.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear a dog licking something.
What the hell is going on over here?
Bits of potpourri and leaves on the floor.
Oh my god.
Hey. Just getting ignored. Hey.
Alright, carry on. Sorry, people.
Sorry about that, yeah.
Technical dog issues. Keep talking.
It's hard to keep talking to you when you're... Can you imagine trying to ignore this, people? If you're watching this on if you listen to the audio, he's like bending over and like falling about all over the place to get these dogs that are in the room.
Go on then.
Right.
Carry on.
I was saying, I love...
one dog.
There's one dog, there's another one down here under the chair.
Under my chair.
They removed his last episodes.
Okay.
And it went from... It said that was the end of the season.
Yeah.
And it went to the next season where it was a different doctor. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, why would you cut that out? But yeah.
Really pissed me off in movies when they go, here's Poltergeist 2.
Yeah. Where's
Give me
Poltergeist
the
1?
fucking first one, you dickhead.
I want to watch that film and I always see Poltergeist 2.
You never seen Poltergeist 1?
No, but I always see the thumbnail for Poltergeist 2. I'm like, every
So
time.
good.
But yeah,
Carry on.
Yeah. It is... I've seen it once before.
Okay. It's nothing to do with Star Trek, is it?
It's the same... One of the lead writers on Next Generation is the creator and writer of this show. But it's a very different kind of show.
Okay.
Very different.
But there's no canon story link or anything?
Oh, no.
It's a complete own story.
No.
Okay.
It's actually a remake of a 70s TV show.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Did you
either.
know that? I've watched that as well.
Is that also called Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah, it's very cheesy. It's very campy.
It's 70s, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. It was in the era where people, Buck Rogers and all that was coming out. It was, but yeah, it's such a good story, and it's only 4 seasons, and it's a complete story. It didn't get cancelled; it just finished.
Oh, really?
Which is something that's rare these days.
Yeah.
It's just the pilot. Like, I remember the pilot being quite slow because I tried to watch it with M at one point. And the pilot miniseries is 2 parts, and I think they're both an hour and a half long. Dog interruption again. Yeah. And I remember it being really slow, but watching it again, start from the beginning, I was on my own. I was like, actually, this is really good. Just the pilot is.
So, where can I find a pilot? Just online?
I'm watching it on Amazon Prime. It's all on there at the moment.
Okay.
So do you have that?
Yeah, because I feel like I'd like it, but I just need to see the pilot first.
Honestly, stick through the miniseries, and if you don't like it after that, you won't like it.
Okay.
Because it's sort of it shows you what the show's kind of like.
Okay.
Because the Cylons, which is the bad guys.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, they are not in every episode.
Okay.
It's not always about we're under attack and it's another fight. Because when a big fight happens, it's a big deal. And it's not like, it's like every 5 episodes on an average, you might get a big fight between the Cylons and humans, and it's like, holy fuck.
Oh, really?
Like, this is going to ruin them. You feel like this is the end of everything. And it feels, when you start watching it, you might think it's very cliche.
Okay.
Because it's a story of humans create robots, the robots revolt, and they, there's a war between the robots and the humans.
It's just common as boy meets girl.
But Battlestar Galactica, the original show that had this story, is before it was a cliche.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So they sort of helped invent that cliche.
Okay.
So you
they're to blame
can't,
for it.
In a sense, yeah.
We blame them for Terminator. No, we don't blame them for Terminator.
Thank them for Terminator.
Yeah, we thank them for Terminator.
You can't really
You
you've
blame
got to let
them
that
for
go.
all the sequels.
Yeah, there you go. You can blame it for Terminator 3 onwards.
Yeah.
But it's just such a good show, and it's so grounded in its own reality. Like, it doesn't. Obviously, it's not realistic because it's a sci-fi show about humans versus robots in spaceships, but it has its own reality that it feels realistic. It feels like you're watching a real military. It feels like you're watching real politics take place amongst the fleet.
Oh, nice.
And it's this whole story of this whole fleet of humans getting away from the Cylons and their problems between each other.
Okay.
And recently I watched an episode. It's not really spoilers, but there's a ship in the fleet that is a prison transport ship.
Okay.
It just happened to be part of this fleet because that's who have got away in this.
Okay.
And it's not built to hold people long term, but it's full of criminals.
Okay.
So they have to sort of deal with it because and it's it's like we've got this ship full of hundreds and hundreds of criminals in these tiny cage cells. What do we do? What's the story here? And it's
So it's quite political.
There's a lot of political intrigue.
I like the political when it feels so. Like, one of my favourite shows is The Expanse. I don't know if you've.
I've never watched it, but it's on my list.
It's very political, to the point where it can put a lot of people off because it's all about a kind of a war brewing around false political kind of conflicts.
Yeah.
And certain people trying to stir political influences and things like that.
Yeah.
Season 3 is coming out in April, I think.
Oh, really?
It's a sci-fi show, which annoys me.
Is it a Netflix show?
Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Netflix, yeah, it's on Netflix. Netflix
it.
put it as a Netflix original. It's not a Netflix original.
They do that a lot these days,
yeah, it's sci-fi show. But for some sci-fi shows, the production value is shocking. This is pretty good. I really like it. It's got Thomas Jane in it, the guy who played the original Punisher.
Oh yeah. Well, if that's something you like, then you'll like this because there's a lot of it that's about traditional government ideals versus military ideals because they are at war.
Okay.
And obviously you've got mysteries involved. There's a lot of intrigue and trying to work stuff out. And each episode, though it's its own problem they're dealing with, usually it's a problem.
Yeah.
But it also always leads into what's the everyday life of living in this fleet on the run with one military ship. to protect all these
Battlestar
civilians. Yeah, the Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar is a class of ship.
How many seasons are there?
4 seasons.
And it just finished because it finished.
Finished because that's the end of the story.
So good.
And Mike, I'm so lucky because I usually remember shows really well.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it that well, except for a few. Key
I'm gonna check it out now.
moments.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. How many episodes per season?
I'm not actually sure, but if you can start watching it before next week, I'd love to talk about it with you because I love this show so much.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. At least watch the pilot, the miniseries.
So, and that's on how many episodes of the miniseries?
It's 2 episodes, both 1.5 hours long.
So 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. And you need to watch that before the.
It's a little slow, but stick with it.
Because like I said, I tried watching. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Episode 1 of the actual, because it's weird. It's miniseries, then season 1, then season 2.
Yeah.
And then there's actually something that Amazon doesn't have, which I'm worried about watching now. Is a spin-off called Razor, but it leads into season 3.
Oh, okay.
It's about something else happening elsewhere, but it leads into the season.
Okay.
So if you do get that far, you'll have to look for that somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
But yeah, Battlestar Galactica. It's really good. It's still really good. Holds up really well.
Nice.
The effects are
Iffy. But a lot of them are physical effects, aren't they? And
well, there's a lot of great sets and everything, but
yeah.
CG stuff like Space Battles is all CG.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
And it's okay.
Okay.
But you get used to it.
Well, you kind of take it with a pinch of salt when it's 13 years old.
Exactly. You give it some. Give it some
it.
time. Don't judge it by its effects.
Cool.
Because you'll get used to them.
Yeah.
It's a fucking good show. Excellent show. Cool. Watch it, please, if you haven't. And if you have watched it, watch it again.
Cool. My second recommendation is
Is it second?
Yeah, my second. Your
yeah,
first.
yeah.
You're on your third.
Yeah.
Is this book? Yes, an actual book, not a comic.
A physical.
I read a lot of comics. I read a lot of manga.
It's a pretty small book, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a pretty small book. One of the best books I've ever read.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
Stop burping.
Yes, you should.
I can't help it.
This is Annihilation. So I read this purely off the back of knowing it was a film coming out.
And who wrote this?
Jeff Vandermeer.
Okay.
Apparently he's a very good sci-fi writer. I can comment on this. This book is fucking bonkers. Like, insane. When I heard there's a movie coming out and I saw it
starring Natalie Portman.
Yep, I saw the teaser trailer ages ago, and I was like, that looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Then I found out it said like based on the book, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna check this book out. Then I saw it was this thick, and I was like, wow,
gotta check it out.
Even better, like I'm gonna blitz through that. And you do blitz through it. I think I got through it in a week, and that's not like intentionally reading. That was kind of just normally books take me a couple of months because I read them only when I go to bed.
Yeah.
Like I recently read Red Dragon and Hannibal.
Yeah.
Amazing books, but they probably took me about 3 months to read both, like going through it. Like, but not, I'm a slow reader, just I read a chapter and I'm like, I'm knackered, I'm going to go to bed now.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
Just, I had to stay up to read this. So, you probably know from the trailer, it's all about a group of, a group of people, group of women, go on an expedition into, what the book calls Area X, but what the film is calling the Shimmer.
Okay.
And this area is pretty unknown. It takes a while to cross into it. I mean, in there's like all this kind of unique plant life and organic life and ecosystems. And they're not the first group to go in. I don't want to go into. I've got to be careful what I say here because
don't spoil anything. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But obviously, I don't know what is a spoiler. Well, I know what spoilers in here.
Yeah.
Now, the director, Alex Garland,
right,
who directed Ex Machina. One of the best films.
You said about that last week. You said it was
really
good.
Good. It's probably the best fit for this.
I'm bleeding. I picked my nose.
Yeah, you can't really see anything. Oh, a little bit on your nose.
Yeah.
Do you want just get some tissue?
Yeah.
Go on then. We're going to hold fire for 2 seconds.
I apologise. I just scratched my nose and...
We're going to hold fire
as I
for
live
2
life
seconds.
with acne, I just started bleeding. I'll just go to my phone slightly there.
So yeah, Annihilation. So Alex Garland, director, I listened to an interview of him, which is a really good interview. And he basically said... So after reading the book, I instantly thought, how the fuck are they making that into a film? Like, it's bonkers. It's so weird. To the point where it only makes sense as a book. Like, the ambiguity around what's happening only emphasises it. Because that's, again, like Area X or the Shimmer, however you watching this because some people will be watching this after the film.
Yeah,
The film comes
probably.
out literally the day this goes live.
Does
Well,
it?
actually, for patrons, this goes live after the film's out for everyone else. So people will be watching afterwards.
Yeah.
Alex Garland read the book once and then directed a film off that because he didn't want to use it as reference because the idea of it is what's real is effectively the idea
Right,
of it.
yeah.
Like, and that, so
Questioning reality. Yeah.
yeah, and it's gripping, it's exhilarating, it's fucking haunting, it's creepy, it's dark, it's twisted, it's manipulative, it's everything in this one short book. And where it is so short, there's no chewing the fat. It's boom, 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 boom. You're always something happening.
Well, I mean, it's about the size of Philosopher's Stone. So,
10 times better than Philosopher's Stone.
wow, you never read it, so.
I read Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, did you? I'm surprised by that.
And I read
Bit
all,
old.
I read all that to Prisoner of Azkaban.
I'm surprised you.
Yeah, when I was working abroad, and it was the only books that we had available. Cause,
Oh, so you just read it.
A
Just
girl
those,
out
yeah.
there had it.
Oh,
Oh
fair
no,
enough.
I read that and P.S. I Love You because that's the only other book she had.
Never read that.
That's shit.
Is it bad?
Yeah, it's
The film is not great.
even
so-
worse than the film.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
As if that was possible.
It's as bad as Jared Butler's Irish accent.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I recommend this. I recommend getting it before you read the film, watch the film, because what's in here now. I already know the differences because I've seen the differences between the film and
Just the trailers.
the trailers, and I was so intrigued by it after this interview that I found an article where they basically says 10 major differences between. Don't check that out
Okay.
now because it will ruin the
Ruin
the
the
ending.
book and the film.
The ending, for example, is different.
It's part of a series, yeah?
Yeah, so this is the Southern Reach series, or Southern Reach trilogy, and there's 2 more books, but the film is based solely... So this book is called Annihilation, as it says there. The other books are called Acceptance and Authority. I've not read the other books. I'm going to read the other books. The film is based solely on this.
A recommendation from Stephen King on the back.
Yep. One thing I will say, and this is not a spoiler, and I think this is going to annoy me,
Go on.
and it's a big fucking difference. I can see why they've done a difference between
Right.
the book and the film for the screen version. And in the book, none of the characters have a name.
Okay.
The idea is that they are stripped of identity to go into this area. They have to go through pretty vigorous training, and it's rigorous training, not vigorous training. And they're stripped of, they don't have a name. So no one knows the other person's name, so they can't get connected to each other. Things like that. They have names in the film. And that's, for me, I don't know, the way the book goes and what it builds up is quite a big thing. But I can see not having a name could be quite hard to keep track of things. So in the book, they refer to each other by their job title. And that could
Right.
be, it's quite a weird approach. But when you're reading it, you kind of understand
Yeah.
it. It makes sense. But when you're watching something, it might be like, what? Like, is that person? Is that person?
Yeah.
So,
Makes it, it's a
yeah.
fine change, I
But no,
guess.
I recommend reading the book. Obviously, if you've watched it already, then I think this would be a very hard book to read after,
Okay. Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
yeah.
I mean, you can borrow
Think
it.
I should read it?
Yeah, I can say, mate. It's
Yeah.
fucking good. You borrow it if you want. You get through it in a week.
I might start reading it at work. If I read it just to break. 'Cause I used to read books at break at work, but I don't anymore.
Just you're meant to be working.
no.
So you're working, mate. 1 minute to finish this chapter.
Hang on a
Yeah.
sec, mate. Yeah.
But yes, mate, that's my next one. Jeff Vandermeer. Annihilation. I know you said Acceptance. That's the third book. Annihilation. Recommend it. And the film, I cannot wait for the film, especially after reading the book.
I'll check it out. I will borrow it if that's okay.
Right, go
Yeah.
for it. Go on. Your third one.
Oh yeah. I've got another one. My one is another television show, another old television show.
Tom's with the times nowadays.
Yeah, I want to say maybe 2008, 2009.
I know it, but there was a book of it as well, wasn't there? Was it a book?
No, I don't think so. Was it? Maybe it was. I don't know. It's a sequel series.
Okay.
The series is Ashes to Ashes. It's a sequel to the series Life on Mars, which, if you don't know, Life
It's
on
a
Mars,
sequel to Third Rock from the Sun.
and that's a sequel. to- no, but Life on Mars is about a modern day British police detective who gets in a car accident and he gets hit by a car and wakes up in 1973. And then he is
Is that
like,
the past or present or future? I've not seen Life on Mars.
do you know what 1973 is? the year 1973
Yeah.
is when he wakes up.
Yeah. But you didn't say when it was set.
I said a present day.
Oh, sorry.
You look well done on that
Sorry.
now.
I was like, okay.
I didn't know where to go because I'd
Sorry.
explained everything.
Oh,
So I was
thought-
like, what didn't you
I thought
you
I didn't have
get?
it like set in 1970. He wakes up in 1973. So he was in a coma.
A present day.
Present day.
Well, present day. So not now, but
Was his crash in a DeLorean?
it was not.
Okay,
He
so
was,
that doesn't explain it.
He was, if I remember correctly, "Life on Mars" by David Bowie is playing on his iPod in his car.
Is that? Please don't tell me it's the only link to why it's called Life on Mars.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
That's the only link.
Yeah.
Is there a more tangible link to it later on in the story?
I would say Ashes to Ashes has more of a link to the song
Okay.
Ashes to Ashes than Life on Mars has a link to the song Life on Mars.
That is.
Basically, he listens to Life on Mars on his car, and he's like leaning on his car. He's hit by a car. He wakes up in 1973, and then he's like buying a 70s car, and it's playing on his radio because it's just come out basically.
Okay.
And he finds out, he's got a job. He is a lower class detective, but detective now in the same city, but in 1973, and he's got a sort of
1973 guy. Does he know that he's come from the future, or is
he
it?
wakes up and he's like, "Where am I?"
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was wake up and it was like an alternative him.
And he
back in.
he is like, is this real? Am I
Okay.
in a coma? I got hit by a car. Why am I here?
Okay.
And then, but everything is so real that that him and you question whether is it real? Is he actually
Okay.
back in the past? And Ashes to Ashes is that series ends. It's a great series if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
It's excellent. Life on Mars. It's one.
I've never seen
love
it. I might have to watch it.
It's just 2 seasons.
Okay. Is
And
it on?
again,
Is it
just
on iPlayer?
finishes. It's on Netflix, I think. Oh no, I think it took it off. It used to be.
Okay.
You probably got it on DVD for like £1 or something. It's not that hard to find.
There are ways.
There are many ways that we will not
No.
promote. But this is the series based on a woman who gets hit. She gets shot,
Oh.
and then she wakes up in the 80s, and she's also a police detective.
Okay.
But she wakes up. She was actually investigating the first guy's case. That's her job to
okay.
investigate internal affairs.
Yeah.
And then she wakes up in the 80s, and all these characters from the previous guy who he's talked about when in times when he's come back, he's have appeared for her in the 80s.
So it's very
And
canon linked.
It's proper canon linked,
Okay.
and she is like, she's even more than the original guy was. She's like, this cannot be real, but obviously it seems way too real, and it's just such a good show.
You watched this again recently?
I'm still watching it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm rewatching it. I
Ashes
watched it
to
when it was
Ashes.
out actually.
Cool. So I remember seeing it, but then 2008 was in the peak of when I was in England for 3 weeks at a time.
Yeah,
and then
so
going
you were watching
abroad,
BBC
so,
shows, would you? I think that was
No.
at the time. I think it was like a staple of the BBC. It was like
Yeah.
they would advertise it a lot. It was on.
Well, 2008 was before the real big boom of TV. Like I know you could say there's always been TV, but
yeah, but it was
before the Game of Thrones come along and all the real
pre
push.
Breaking Bad television.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though it is, I would say, great, and it could hold up today if it was came out today. But it's just obviously went a bit under the radar because it wasn't that kind of world back then. It wasn't the golden age of television that we're in
No.
now.
Not at all.
But it's a great show, and it's just got it's a really cool the ways it calls back to the 80s.
Okay.
And the way it sort of makes light of some of the, even though 80s doesn't seem that long ago, how backwards people can be in the
Okay.
80s. Like some of the things they say,
Yeah.
you're just like, you just can't say that.
Yeah.
Why are you saying that?
But then back then they could.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
how things were. Like the main character Alex would be like, "Are you serious? Like you can't say that shit." And then the boss.
So the writing's really good, isn't it?
Ooh, it's very good. The characters are great because it's pretty much every character carries over
Yeah.
except for the main character from Life on Mars.
Ashes to Ashes and Life on Mars.
Yeah, watch them both. They're great.
Nice.
Life on Mars is one of my favourite BBC shows.
I'm gonna have to give it a go.
You should.
Gonna give it a go.
It's 22 seasons, and it's a really good detective story with a sci-fi twist.
Okay. Nice. Cool. I'm going to talk about a TV show as well for my final one. And it's a TV show that I never even heard of, never even know was coming out, and I found it out of nowhere on Netflix. Sarah said, let's watch this. So we watched episode 1. She went to bed and was like, it was alright. I stayed up, watched more, got gripped on it, and watched it all in 2 nights.
Wow.
It's called 7 Seconds.
Okay.
Do you know anything about 7 Seconds?
Not even a little bit.
So, 7 Seconds is a very current show around the race war in America.
Okay.
So Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, so it's very
very current.
Very topical at the moment.
Yes. What happens is this not any spoilers because this is all shown in the trailer as well as in the first 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah.
A 15-year-old black kid is hit by a police officer at the very beginning. Literally opening scene. This kid is hit by a police officer in a car.
Yeah.
Like fucking everywhere. Like the police officer shits himself. He's new to the area and calls up his new cop buddies and he's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know what the fuck to do. His guys turn up. His mates look in the ditch where they hit the kid and all that. They see that it's a black kid.
Yeah.
They know that this is not going to go down well. A cop hit a black kid.
Yeah.
They leave the scene. They go, best thing we can do is go away. Leave it as an accident. They frame another guy for it. And what's scary is how grounded they do this. Makes it seem like that's probably
happened
on more than one occasion. Not all the time, but probably happened on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
Anyway, this kind of very good prosecutor woman gets paired up with this bummish detective guy, and they kind of very early on start sniffing that something isn't quite right with this police investigation. But instantly, kind of like, fuck, we can't call our colleagues liars, especially police officers. So the first 2 episodes are a bit of a grind, I'm not going to lie. You kind of getting all this stuff like going on with it, and you kind of know what's going to happen at the end of episode 2 if you watch the trailer. It's a little bit weird.
Okay.
But yeah, it kind of, the first 5 episodes start off as a detective program. They're kind of trying to go, and they soon realise who it is. They soon realise that it's a copper.
It's the cop, yeah.
But they can't do anything because, like, fuck, they're going to accuse the police. Like, they need solid evidence. And at the moment,
even then,
the only evidence they've got is circumstantial. They know it's them. They know, but they can't do anything. And then it turns into, for 4 episodes, like a gritty courtroom drama. Like, a real fucking, like... And it's current. It doesn't... What I was worried about as it went on was it was going to throw... And there's nothing... I completely get the Black Lives Matter campaign and all that, but I thought it was going to start throwing... It was going to be like a message to advocate this and this and...
Big propaganda.
Yeah. And it doesn't. It made... What it really brought to light was... I said to Sarah, this shit probably, in America, happens not every day, but like every week, every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That a black kid is involved with something to do with the police, and it's probably covered up or not done as something.
Blamed on the black kid. Or,
and they instantly go down, like this again isn't a spoiler because it's literally in that first episode, they instantly go down the route, is he in a gang. Like that is the first thing. It's very clever in terms of...
Yeah, that feels real, isn't it?
That's it.
That feels like the first thing that would happen.
Yeah. It's so clever. And I mean, it gets fucking... Not hard to watch, but the last 2 episodes, I got very angry, like, watching it.
Injustice angry?
Just, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but there's 3 big things that happen towards the end. And I finished it, and then Sarah wasn't too keen on watching it, although I was like, it gets really good.
Yeah.
But she's classic. Tell me what happened.
How long is it?
So it's each episode's like 50 minutes, and it's 10 episodes.
That's not bad.
So,
is it a Netflix show, or is it just on
Netflix? Netflix show. It's Netflix original.
Okay. Wow.
7 seconds. I really recommend it. The guy who plays the detective is fucking brilliant. There's not really a bad actor. There's a couple here and there that I'm like, oh, they're not great. There's 1 or 2 of the police officers I'm like, I don't think they're great. They're okay.
Yeah.
But the guy who plays the detective is fucking amazing. Like, he was suited for that. Just, you know, when someone, you don't feel like they're acting. Like, you feel like that's actually them.
Yeah.
You're going to say
Edward
acting.
James Olmos in Battlestar Galactica. No, honestly, he's
Really?
fucking amazing in that show.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, though? When
when an actor is
you
just
feel
so
like
good,
they've actually
just
gone,
believe it.
we're going to get this copper in. Because he fits. That's what it feels like.
You just get sucked into the role immediately. You forget
So it's not the best thing on Netflix at all, but it's different from what is on Netflix at the moment. There's so much sci-fi on Netflix at the moment, or there's so much kind of there's a lot of horror. seasons at the moment coming out. The Open House, I watched. It was okay. There's a new one got on there, like Ghosts, something Ghost Hunt, Ghost Story. I don't know. It looks okay, but this is genuinely worth your time. Like I said, very current. It can be a slightly hard watch towards the end in terms of,
but in a good way. In that it's impactful, not that it's bad.
Yeah. Cool.
Sounds really good.
That's good. I recommend it. Definitely recommend it.
I should give it a go at some point.
And that wraps up our what we loved in February.
That's right. We loved some good stuff.
We did love some good. I don't know what Dan liked. Probably nothing because he doesn't like anything.
That is true.
The rain.
He didn't like the rain.
He didn't like the rain, does he?
Oh yeah. But did we gonna implement the what we hate about?
No, we keep it positive. We keep it positive. But yeah, that is the What We Loved show, guys. Thank you so much if you did watch or listen. If you do want to get in touch with us, anything, if you agree or disagree with anything that we mentioned there, if you want to know more on it, then contact us, podcast at indie-incredible.com, or you can go to the website, get in touch tab, and just go straight for that. It's dead easy.
Just chuck some feedback. We love it. I love it especially.
Yeah. You do love feedback.
I really like when we get feedback.
And if you do like the What We Love show and you want to hear more of our stuff, and you can get the What We Love show early by supporting us on Patreon for $1, 72p.
72
Gets
pence.
you 1 week early access to this show. We'll be in March now, because if you're watching this on YouTube, this show's already out.
Yeah.
But the Not So Indie show, you'll also get a week early access to that, and you'll also get exclusive pre and post show content, and then other little things here or there as we grow. I've got many plans for patrons, but aren't going to exclude people. So, I'm going to exclude people.
You've got
from
many
patrons.
plans in general, so
yeah. There is a lot cooking up. I have so many ideas for Indie Credible.
We're not going to say any of them now.
But I can't.
They're good ideas, but they're very ambitious.
Yeah. You know one.
I know. The one I'm thinking of is. I hope it comes.
There's even more. I have so many ideas. But we just need the growth and all that. And then we'll get there one day.
I think we will, yeah.
We're going slowly getting there, the right steps. But we'll get there one day.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. And if you it's a good point. If it's just the first show you've ever watched of ours or listened to ours, then we do a weekly indie game show.
We do.
That's actually our main show.
That's our main podcast.
Yeah. Go check it out. Indie Credible Podcast. And we do, as I said, the Not So Indie show, which is a monthly show where we talk about mostly gaming stuff, but anything that isn't indie gaming.
It's kind of like our indie game podcast, but not about indie games.
We mostly do AAA games.
We go through topics.
That's more AAA games and movies, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's
where.
And we go through news. We pick things that we like, we didn't like.
Yeah.
We have the extraordinary quiz. Yes, people are going now. Oh my god. Anyway, on that note, we are going to go. So thank you for listening, guys, and until next month, goodbye.
Bye, guys.